But he was one of the first adopters of Zoe down in Academy when he played for EchoFox Academy, actually. So certainly a player that is always on top of the new metagame stuff. So not surprised to see him pull out Twisted Fate in this sort of situation. In fact, Clutch were the team that lost to it when Bjergsen played it. So I guess they're like, you know what? I like that idea. As Fake Panda and Hakuho and Lourlo are all going to move out onto the Rift. See if EchoFox can try and find a bit of momentum, a la 100 Thieves, and maybe a level 1 invade, at least get Huni's flash out of the deal.
Yeah, that is really good, being able to put Huni in kind of this difficult situation already. This is multiple games today where we have seen this heavy commit to the top side invade, simply walking up there. We saw how well Viper actually handled that with just an early ward in his tri-brush and then just backing off, playing it very defensively. There is a cost, of course, to that sort of a level 1 ward, as you won't have it for later, but in Pro, it's pretty standard to drop your ward level 1 regardless. So that may start being the kind of more normal response if this becomes a pretty standard thing. Also worth noting that Lourlo is actually going Grasp, so this is not common for kind of the Q poke. This is not Conqueror for more of the brawling. This is about short, punchy trades where you are just getting the grasp ready on minions, then going for a quick trade, then backing off, and then just constantly doing this and trying to actually wear down Huni, utilizing Deathbringer stance as well as grasp.
Yeah, we'll see if how the extended potential trades play out, but Lourlo feeling pretty comfy on the pick, having played it very recently. Fenix also certainly a champion that can make some very splashy plays, but one that we haven't seen him pilot yet, I believe.
Yeah, first for him this split. AP Neeko certainly getting popular, and people really liking Glacial Augment. Spooky goes, Super Soaker, you have a lot of control, and it does allow you to set up for those roots very easily. Can be certainly quite powerful when you are looking towards that sort of a stage, as Huni wanting to trade aggressively here regardless. Nice root, though.
Yep, actually on the Hakuho gets a good amount of damage, kind of showing off the power of range supports versus something like Nautilus, but Lux especially feels so punishing when you misstep.
Yeah, and notice this is Aftershock. This is not the Comet style because he's playing against Nautilus. And Bifrost actually mentioned that matchup specifically as being one where you're probably going to run it down if you don't have Aftershock.
You feed if you don't have Aftershock.
But the kind of way that this interaction works is because it's so telegraphed. When Nautilus is hooking towards you, it's an unmissable binding. You just need to have the reaction timing to actually throw it out quickly enough because he is locked into that straightforward animation. And you will be able to hit that binding. Yes, even if you get hooked, you're going to have Aftershock then. You can throw out your W for the shielding. It becomes very hard to commit for that kind of 100-0 all-in. And Sivir is going to be very adept at pushing in the lane, so Nautilus may have to look for plays elsewhere or simply just wait for the jungler.
Nice route there from Fenix. Just tagging Damonte on the very edge here. Lots of kind of fun stuff happening with creep waves here, but Fenix right now is getting the lane pushed in and just trying to pepper, harass where he can. In fact, both these champions play somewhat similarly, laning pattern-wise. But Fenix right now looking good in the early stages of the game, but we'll keep track as Damonte picks up more and more gold. As I say that, another binding straight to the dome.
Yeah, well done there by Fenix. Every time you hit one of those roots, you get rewarded with multiple procs of that Q, being able to kind of lock them down into it. Both junglers starting to hover around this mid lane, but it is a Panda actually going back to base. We'll see if Lira wants to make any sort of move. I think both junglers may just be resetting unless Fenix can kind of be baited into walking to the side of the map, but that would be a pretty big mistake if he walks too far over.
Pops the W though, and now Damonte actually might be able to turn it back around. Gold card ready, forcing the flash. Good route though, Fenix reads the situation nicely.
Yeah, Fenix, I mean, still though, like, having to actually use that flash, I would say is a fairly big mistake when your jungler is not there around mid lane. You have no vision on the top side. You have to expect that the jungler is there, right? So he kind of got a bit greedy trying to chase for what I think was him thinking, all right, I'm going to get a big 1v1 advantage, but he lost track of where's Lira? Where could Lira be? And as a result, he has to blow his flash. That could set up for a very easy repeat gank. When Jarvan still has flash, there's flash gold card to set it up. So Fenix may be in a little bit of danger for the next couple minutes.
Top lane, Huni with a good double stun, so with Lira behind him is going to get away from that situation. Yeah, I think Fenix, though, I agree with you, did get a bit greedy. Tough to get kills with Teleport and Glacial Augment, as it turns out. Not a whole lot of combat effectiveness there. Yeah. Phoenix also running low on mana, but can burn the TP whenever he wants and does have a biscuit to eat just in case. But with Damonte already TPing back down, I imagine Phoenix will just want to reset this ASAP.
Yeah, Phoenix will have to go back to base here. May have been wanting to try to greed it out for a bit of a better buy, but not going to have the luxury of doing so. Will be sent back to base, and can utilize that teleport to pick up this wave, but it gives Damonte another reset. Damonte is in fact going for the Triforce, so we'll see what kind of a take he has on this build. I have seen, you know, a number of different variations. I've seen the kind of straight up, just like on hit style, where people have gone things like Rage Blade and Wit's End and even Nashers and all kinds of crazy stuff. There is the Bjergsen style of build that he played, where it is rapid fire straight out of the Triforce for that additional range on the gold card. So we will get to find out exactly what Damonte wants to go for here.
Certainly will in a few moments. But Fade already done, as you mentioned, so certainly looking for Triforce first. You have to imagine there's the Aftershock Nautilus Q interaction you mentioned, and Vulcan just throws out a shield, and that trade dissipates pretty quickly. Lira and Panda also doing battle. Red Smite committed. That's going to force a flash as Lira lined up the flag and drag.
Yeah, Panda can win that 1v1, but the bot lane can roam a lot faster from clutch when you're trying to go for this Gromp. But it is EpicLOL moving up now, looking for a potential 3v3. We'll see if it does result in a fight, but Cody Sun for now just pushing it out, so they will just give up the ward. Not going to try to fully commit to that.
Just get some ward kills, get some vision down, and no need to commit too hard there. It's Huni returning back to the top lane with a Tiamat. Now all done.
Yeah, and Huni's done a great job. I mean, he started the game without Flash and, you know, is doing very well in this laning phase thus far. Having that Tiamat makes it much more, you know, kind of possible to go for those sort of aggressive plays, because you can set up for the Q resets a lot more easily. Tiamat procs on your Q as well, so, you know, it's very easy to then set up those range minions. Really just one auto Tiamat proc, you can search Q through pretty much the whole wave, so it does allow you to stack up that passive for the additional damage, and also, you know, more playmaking to actually dodge out on the Aatrox sweet spots, which he really needs to kind of hit to be able to win that sort of a 1v1 against Irelia.
Back to mid lane though. Oh, never mind. Back to top lane. Good chain again from Lourlo. I've seen him pull off actually quite some nice trades here in the matchup, despite the fact that Huni does have that CS lead. Ooh, Vanguard's edge went wide there. Huni tried and go for some sort of all-in, but did not get the ulti connected.
Also, I'm a little surprised. I actually just checked. He's only been able to proc his grass twice this whole game. So certainly not getting the most out of it. You know, when you do go for grass, but it is mostly for laning. You want to be able to stack this up, and now 3-man dive coming in. Again,
gold cut happens, but he actually buffered a Q to knock up Damonte.
Great.
There's the stun in onto Lourlo, but Lourlo going to live back. He's going aggressive, gets the grass proc there, dashing back towards his turret as Damonte lining up the gold cut again. Looks like the kill is there. It's first blood over to Lira.
Honestly, pretty well played from Lourlo. Not able to survive, though. Not able to actually get out of there as the 3-man dive does come down. I don't think he could have played it too much better, but now multiple plates going, and that is the kind of dive where it makes you just want to leave the game as a top laner, because you just TP'd back, you got killed under turret, so not only, you know, do you give up that kill, you lose all of his CS, so he's going to lose multiple waves. He lost 2 turret plates. You are so far behind now in the 1v1 that it starts to feel really doomed.
Yeah, gold lead-wise, it's actually 600-ish up for Huni. As I eyeball it there,
yeah,
but
700 plus, you know, that's a pretty big deal.
Significant.
Like, yeah, and here is the dive one more time. You know, pretty well handled. That was actually a great Q buffer onto Damonte. This is honestly the only reason that Lourlo didn't just straight up die at the very start. He's even able to get a trade of flashes out of Lira in a 1v3. Another great Q buffer onto Damonte as he takes aggro, which forces his flash out. So he does get multiple flashes before dying in the 1v3. Don't think he could have played it too much better. But here on the bottom side, trying to TP up to support him. Flash binding from Vulcan. He must have known he was in the brush, but he didn't have a ward there, so he must have seen him walk into it, I do believe.
Can you see the TP flash? I can't remember that
I'm not sure. Maybe he might. It's a very good point. He may be able to actually see that out
of flash root pop, blossom hook. See you later, Damonte. Hakuho able to claim that with the aftershock.
Yeah, that is a critical binding, though, from Vulcan. Had Apollo actually arrived there, maybe they're able to turn that around and get multiple kills. Either way, another kill going their way. And now they're able to take down Damonte as Fenix is able to make good on his first ultimate. So, you know, both mid laners now kind of grabbing a kill for themselves with that.
Vulcan barely missing the hook with the depth charge after the root is maybe going to be enough. Certainly so, as Panda with the reckless swing able to take down the support Lux.
Yeah, Aftershock not enough to keep you alive through that. They do get his heal as well. He just gets burst down. So now Cody Sun, with his support going down, knows the possibility of the roam coming in is very dangerous. So he has to back off and give up some of this farm as well as potentially some turret plates.
Yeah, kind of, I guess, somewhat of what we expected here. as Fox are looking to take over the top lane, specifically in this matchup. Bot lane, I suppose, has been good for Apollo and Hakuho, at least as far as CS goes, but Sivir certainly looking towards that mid and late game, so I think not alarm bells there just yet for Clutch.
No, I think the top lane is really what's most concerning for EchoFox, and the fact that Huni is this far ahead. Lourlo quite far down as far as farm. He's losing turret plates. He got 3-man dove, and that really did kind of put him out of it. I don't think that it's like he's absolutely doomed. It's not like he can't come back. The team is actually ahead in gold right now. They're up a kill, so certainly you're just kind of relying on you playing safe and your teammates making plays elsewhere. Sivir late game is very strong, but Apollo is ahead in that bottom lane right now, and Xayah has really good scaling and playmaking too. You have lots of great ways to engage, so they do have the possibility of kind of starting out fights, and they're going to group 5 and just move towards this Rift Herald to try to utilize their power right now.
Fox at least trying to take advantage of the objectives here as Lira gets hooked up by Hakuho. That's going to give them the Rift Herald over, but now they got to get out of there. Damonte threatening to gate in, but does not go for it. Vanguard's edge hits Hakuho, but that's actually missed reset there for Huni as a result. Now unstoppable Panda does go down to Huni. Pop Blossom not quite able to connect as the rest of Clutch look to collapse. A good ult there from Apollo as Lourlo tries to slow down the rest of Clutch, but Lira, undeterred, does get rooted up. Fenix with a massive 3-man root as the team continues to try and run away. Lira commits the smite. Now maybe a turnaround here as Lira too far forward, gets picked off by Lourlo, and at the end of the day, it's only a 1-for-1.
Yeah, the 1-for-1, but they also grab that Rift Herald, and now TPing straight to bot lane is Damonte, who wants to try to shove us in and get some turret plates here for himself. It looked like Clutch was going to be able to get more out of that chase, but Hakuho turning around, hits the passive root, setting up for a root as well from Apollo, and Lourlo comes in with the Q, so they do trade back a kill. We'll see what they can get done with this Rift Herald. There's 2 minutes till turret plates go down, so they would love to try to cash in on that.
Yeah, also note, Panda did get the Cloud Strike after the dive in top lane, which is the objective I was alluding to earlier, but again, they get the Rift Herald. It's just getting out that proves to be the problem.
Yeah, exactly, as Hakuho kind of warding Lira away to secure this. The TF ultimate is popped, but you see all 5 are grouped up, and Huni goes in. Ultimate only connecting on Hakuho, though, as Panda had a great sidestep. You can see that Huni kind of kiting back, not able to actually land this ultimate on anyone from Fenix, and then it's full-on retreat here from EchoFox, just running straight away. Panda had gone down. So low in health was Fenix, but he lands a 3-man root, and then Lira stepping forward. Hakuho turns around, the feathers are set up, passive root into that pullback, into the Q from Lourlo, and they are able to knock down Lira.
Nice dunk there for Lourlo at the end to get himself a kill, as Herald is spawned here in mid lane. Looking to get those plates and maybe even dive the turret here. Twisted Fate, not great in a 1v4 tower dive.
No, Vulcan is coming, but he's in trouble.
Depth charge happens. Damonte going to be forced to flash away. Has the gold card ready, so that will deter the dive between the 2 turrets, but tower's still low. They're going to look to get at least this 4th plate here. Chili able to grab it. Gold goes over, and there is a Mountain Drake up as well, so Fox going to head down there.
Yeah, and they are going to be able to get the flash off Damonte, so that is very nice, but Huni looking like he is pushing for this first turret. It should be his. You can see that Lourlo's just backing off. He knows he can't actually contest Huni right now, and if you try to defend that turret, Huni can finish off the turret, then potentially go for you. Panda going to be in retreat here on the bottom side, but they're going to be pushing up, and EchoFox picking up quite a few turret plates in these last couple minutes, but they're still pretty far down in gold, largely because, TF passive plus the Klepto plus the advantage for Huni on the top side.
Yeah, I mean, Huni's lead is starting to get very scary. He's approaching 2,000 gold ahead in his 1v1. He got the first turret bonus gold and all the plates out of the turret in top side, and Fox couldn't commit to either finishing mid lane or taking the Mountain Drake. So the map's actually reset a little here, but Huni just reaped the benefits while his team kind of dealt with whatever was happening in mid lane. Fox are now back down here trying to get vision and take a stab at the objective, but Huni wants to. He can TP down and try and force something.
Yeah, we'll see if he does. I mean, he hasn't actually gone back to base yet, so he's not that strong, but oh, big binding.
Really nice there. The ult follows as well. Hakuho now off to the wall. Huni looks for the ult. He does not connect, but a dunk happens. Lira able to take down Fenix. Full of Pop Blossom can in fact pop. Fox still trying to fight it out, but Damonte in the backside able to take down the Olaf, and that's just Lourlo running away. It's Clutch full on attacking between these 2 turrets. Damonte again with the gold card, but cannot find a stun he likes.
Yeah, great collapse there from Clutch. They get 2 for 0 on the kills. They can potentially get this mid lane turret here, as well as they have that cannon minion pushing this up, and they can even retreat back to the Mountain Dragon if they do want. So Clutch getting a lot off of this aggressive play and really opening up the gold lead here. Huni going to be closing in on that Triforce completion, and he is going to be running the side lanes between him and Damonte, closing in on level 11, already 20% CDR from that Triforce. He will likely be going towards that rapid fire now with the Zeal completion, so Clutch is going to have the run of the map in the side lanes, and it becomes very difficult to be able to kind of match this. EchoFox wants to group up and force around these objectives, but if you can't win the 5v5 because of great plays like this from Vulcan, Binding coming through, ult across multiple members, Damonte coming in from behind, Fenix just gets dunked, and then Huni going in, trying to chase down Apollo, pushing him out of the fight as well.
Yeah, Damonte making the right choice there with his ultimate, just going backline and trying to continue to the flank. And, you know, Clutch, they try something there, but they have enough pressure in mid that that's all that really matters. They also did get the Mountain Drake as well. Good hook there from Hakuho in onto Lira, but Prismatic Barrier and a quick light binding gets him out of there.
Yeah, EchoFox really trying to force. They don't want this game to be kind of in a slow-paced game because Clutch can peel them apart with Irelia and the TF in the side lane. So they want to keep grouping. They want to utilize the power of this warrior on the Olaf. But, you know, even if you're just comparing items between the junglers, you can see, you know, right now Lira is a lot stronger. There's quite a bit of gold still on, you know, on Panda, so he can actually buy up and try to close the itemization gap a little bit. But, you know, Jarvan is ahead of you. Your top laner is very far behind. It's kind of getting tough here for EchoFox. They need to find picks, and they need to kind of continue to do that.
And again, I think with something like the GOP now done for Phoenix, there are avenues for Fox to try and look for fights, especially around objectives, but they'll have to wait 3.5 minutes for the next mountain. Baron isn't up for a number of minutes and probably isn't takeable right at 20 anyway.
Yeah, and I mean, Nautilus is always going to be able to find the engage. It's just, can you win the fight afterwards, right? You know, are you going to be able to kind of win the follow-up? And thus far, they haven't been able to actually, you know, get a coordinated engage where they kill someone off immediately and then kind of run over the fight. It's been more Clutch disengaging, playing it slow, you know, members coming in from multiple sides, utilizing TF, and they're kind of able to peel them apart as they did around that Mountain Dragon. And certainly credit to Vulcan as well for starting off that fight well. So we'll see if EchoFox can kind of battle back here as, again, quietly we have another Sivir game where, you know, Cody Sun is scaling up. He has not been a massive part of the game, but, you know, he's getting his items. The Essence River is complete. He's working towards his Zeal item. And then, you know, when he hits that IE, he will be a terror in these team fights.
You can kind of see why all this attention is down in the bottom half of the map, though, because Clutch really wants to take Fox's last outer turret, and EchoFox really don't want to give that turret away, because as soon as all that space opens up, playing against Twisted Fate becomes an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, it really does become very, very difficult. There's so many less defensible places on the map, and that's also a big reason why we see, you know, this bot side jungle, all this vision, you know, all these members kind of in this area. They've set up this line of defensive wards kind of along here. They're trying to stop Clutch from having the confidence to move forward, and it's Clutch that kind of has set up their vision on the opposite side of the map. But as you can see, you know, toggled here by the observers, EchoFox only have that defensive line of vision. They can't see anywhere on the top side. They cannot see anywhere across the river. And that kind of does speak to the tempo of this game. And this is honestly an incredible line of vision all the way across here for Clutch. You know, really like kind of all along here. You can see throughout there's so many wards. And it really does make it difficult for them to kind of make those proactive plays if they don't have vision.
And again, when you're playing some sort of side lane-oriented strategy, which certainly this big Irelia and this Twisted Fate is, always good to have that vision down. And with RFC completed for Damonte, he's at a happy 2-item spot, and we'll look to just keep shoving side lanes as long as possible.
Yeah, and one of the cool things about Rapid Fire Cannon is it allows you to get gold cards on carries without exposing yourself as much, right? You know, traditionally people talk about the flash gold card as Huni's actually standing on a ward here, so EchoFox may want to go for this.
Ooh, straight in onto Apollo.
Oh, the dodge!
Feather Storm, but the depth charge onto Huni. They'll get out of there as the TPs come down into the bottom side of the map. Great route though from Apollo. Going to take down Damonte in an instant. Good stun though onto Lourlo, so I'm not sure the chase is there, but still a good pick. Actually going to force the flash there from Hakuho, who is on point with that hook.
No Zonius to save you there. That's not on his side. He's going to go down immediately, unfortunately for him, as you know, they couldn't actually compete in that fight. It was a nice start from Huni. He was able to dodge out the Nautilus hook, dodge out from the feathers using his ult for a reset to the side. That was pretty clean, but once the rest of the squad kind of arrives and they have this Olaf up on top of you, Damonte is TPing in, and that was an indefensible TP, so I think it was the right call from Clutch to just sacrifice the TF and back off.
We'll break up now in 15 seconds or so. So we'll watch this one again.
Yeah, so Huni caught out on the ward here. Honestly, really nice job to avoid the initial plays, dodging out the hook, then ult to the side of Hakuho. Q's over there to dodge out from Apollo's ult, but in come the TPs. No way you're saving Damonte there. You gotta be so careful about those sorts of teleports as a TF. You're very, very squishy.
Lira also got very low as we pop back into the game. He was actually forced to smite the Drake with his first charge. Damonte just gates into the mid lane, getting a bit of vision first with the ulti.
Yeah, I think Clutch actually want the dragon, but this is tough with Lira sitting that low. You know, he can kind of get one-rounded by some of these champions.
I mean, I would want the Drake if I was playing this kind of comp. Looking to split push around the map, but Fox going to make them fight for it here. Hakuho looking for a hook, finds a minion. Can always threaten again with the ulti, which is back up. But again, Clutch just looking to push this back out. They might try and find a fight. A big Vanguard's edge there, but Lira already so low. We're going to get finished off here. Fenix actually going to pop the bomb blossom and shut down Huni. And that's going to be Lira dead as well. Fox now on the chase, looking for Vulcan. Does burn the flash, gets out of there and light binds just to make sure, but that's 2 free ones there for Fox.
Yeah, I actually can't believe that Clutch engaged. I mean, you want to be playing side lanes with this sort of a composition. They went forward with Lira having no health. Huni is kind of diving 1v9 into the back line, and Lira basically dies before he's able to get anything done whatsoever. That is not really, I think, the way you want to play out this sort of composition. You want to have the Sivir and the Lux and the J4 just stalling in the mid lane. You don't need to risk it all for a Mountain Dragon, right? You know, maybe if it's a Baron, I understand trying to take that fight, but just send your guys to a side lane. They're so strong right now. Huni will certainly win the 1v1 against the Aatrox. You push them up, you make them answer the side lane, then you collapse with the TF ult. That's how the comp works.
Yeah, it feels like Clutch trying to force too many 5v5s like this one.
Yeah, I mean, the waves are even in their favor in the side lane. They're, you know, they don't need to push for anything. It's a great initial ult from Huni, sure, but look at Lira. He's already out of it immediately. Huni diving forward is not going to have his dive buddy there. He almost admittedly does take down Fenix, so it was well played by him, but you know, without the additional damage coming through from Lira, they don't have that kind of oomph to try to knock someone down. And Cody Sun, Vulcan, and Damonte are not going to be able to run through the front line to actually get to the back line. They're not going to be able to just ignore this Olaf and walk into him.
And these are the, you know, the worries with Clutch where the top players, when playing well and playing aggressively, look very good, but we've heard that Cody is kind of the guy that says no on this team. Maybe going to have to speak a little bit louder.
Yeah, I mean, there's, I think, a couple times this game where maybe a no would have helped, but they do commit to it. They do get punished a little bit, but they are still in a pretty good position. 1,000 gold is the lead right now. They were further ahead, but it is Echo Fox, you know, kind of clawing their way back into this game, trying to set up potentially around this Baron. The battle for vision will be pretty important, and you can see that sneaky ward over by the pit. That is why is it so important to have a pink kind of both inside and outside the pit, because one pink cannot actually cover both the back wall of the Baron. If you see here, you can't cover this area and this area with the same pink. So you need to kind of have one here outside the pit, or you know, cover that fully with sweepers, because this sort of thing can lead you into a lot of problems. And we even saw this last week in the LCS, you know, where Smithy was able to actually steal a Baron off of Optic because of a misplaced pink. So now they will clear it out, but you need to make sure you have full control of the vision. Otherwise, these sort of baiting plays don't actually get anything done.
But certainly, now with Fox clearing that out, forcing onto a Baron is a good way to make the split push team come to you. Huni, though, finally getting his job done there in the bottom half of the map, will take the third turret and actually the turret lead for Clutch overall. But this is kind of where your comp starts to play. I think they would have liked to have these towers knocked down earlier, but you can still now enact the game plan that you have drafted.
Yeah, you certainly can, but because Echo Fox are maybe closer than they were a while ago, Echo Fox still have the ability to start an objective and try to force you to come to them, and now they're looking for an engage.
What a hook from Hakuho. Good slow down to start it off by the Olaf, and Apollo is collecting kills here as Lira now going to be the next one to be locked up. Cataclysm goes, Feather Storm saves Apollo, and that's a double kill there for the Xayah.
Yeah, really well done from Echo Fox. And Clutch had the TF ult. They could have just popped it to actually try to check around the Baron. Instead, they think that they're safe to go for this sort of face check, and they get punished very heavily, losing 2 members. Now the TF ult goes down, but it is 3v5, and Echo Fox are on the Baron here with this Mountain Dragon.
They're going for it.
They are low, though.
Oh, what a hook from Hakuho. Pop Blossom instantly death from Phoenix into the Zhonya's finds a stun on the end of it all. But Cody Sun actually into the fight, able to take down
He's
Phoenix.
shredding them.
The ricochet's massive. Damonte picks up the kill on the other end. And in a 3v5, it's Clutch to find the kills.
4 for 0 in a 3v5. They're chasing onto Huni, ignoring Cody Sun on the Sivir. And Cody Sun just shreds them. Echo Fox just threw away the Baron. Clutch are going to be in such a strong position now, and Echo Fox have got to be kicking themselves.
Here comes Lira, not even needed to secure the objective. It's Cody that grabs the last hit as Clutch out that fight.
Yeah. Here it is one more time. So, you know, they have the TF ultimate available. They don't elect to drop it. A hard engage comes through. They get the first kill onto the support, then a great ultimate over onto Lira, chases him down. He tries to turn for a kill, but not quite enough to finish off anyone on Echo Fox. Then they go to the Baron. This is a good move from them. You know, they have the jungler down. They're fairly low on health on a couple members, but they can make this sort of a play happen. They decide to go for the turn. They look here for Huni, but the hook right around the corner, buffering out onto him, but they're ignoring Cody Sun. Watch Cody Sun here. He's sitting on the side, ricocheting through the whole team as you chase through the corridor onto Huni. What is that? What is that targeting? That's a Sivir. You can't ignore him. He's so strong now.
I mean, like, maybe just tunneling on Huni because he was the one that was winning in the early game. Certainly, I think, looking back, not the target they should have prioritized. And Clutch will take it. They're up so much gold now, 5K ahead, with the Baron power play numbers just ticking up and up.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the straw that broke the camel's back here, as Clutch is looking in full control at this point. They do have such a strong kind of split push style of composition as well. 3 items done on Huni now. He has a GA. The IE going to be coming through not only soon for just Damonte, it's on Damonte almost, but it's going to be on the Sivir here as well. So both these guys are going to be ridiculously strong. They're TPing in for the flank. This could be the final fight.
Finding good onto Hakuho, but Fox going to try and turn it back around. Phoenix looking for the ult. He does find Damonte at least, but Huni diving into the backlines as Lourlo going to tie up Vulcan for as long as he can. Lira with the Cataclysm dives in, but the Featherstorm pulls back into so much damage to Huni. This cannot be stopped. He's got the GA. He's diving in onto the members of Echo Fox. He started carrying the game, and it looks like he's going to try and end it.
Yeah, that should do it. They have the minions. They have the Baron buff. It's just Panda alive. Barring some sort of heroics, it's a 4v1. They look to close it out.
Good luck, Olaf, as Clutch going to take down Nexus turret number 1 and 2, and Fox, one mistake, and Clutch punished them to the absolute maximum, taking down the Nexus and taking down the win.
Yeah, Clutch able to add another one to the win column.